Hi, welcome to a new episode of Bed Math, where I'm just going to be doing math revision on my bed. Amazing. This is intended for students studying IGCSE Add Math, and let's just get straight into it. The topic for today is simultaneous equations. So we got these two equations right here, and we're just going to be figuring out the values of x and y. And actually, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you see this question? For me, it is the multiplication of indices with the same base. So what do I mean by that? If you studied indices before, you should know that a to the power of b times a to the power of c should equal to a to the power of b plus c. Okay, we just add the two indices together because that's just how it works. And so let's just do that. Specifically with this first equation, that's they have the same base of e with different powers, and then we should add them together to form a simpler result. So e to the power of x plus y times e to the power of 3x minus 2y, this should equal to e to the power of x plus y plus 3x minus 2y. Okay, and this is equal to 1. So now doing the calculation of the addition, what do we get? We get e is equal to 4x minus y is equal to 1. Great, we've simplified the first equation. Now, there is also another rule that you need to remember here, and it's that anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. And so what do we notice here? We notice that, hey, we also have a 1. And I could replace this with e to the power of 0. Okay? So far makes sense? Okay. So here's the aha moment. Instead of dealing with this entire exponential function, I can now boil this down to equating two of the indices together. So what do I mean by that? I just take a look at the indices on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, and they should be equal to each other, right? They both have the same base. So I can just simplify this down to 4x minus y is equal to 0. Boom. Much easier. And so I'll just flip things around, isolate the y to form y is equal to 4x. Great. So this will be my actual first equation. And so this can now be combined with our second equation, which is x squared y is equal to 256. Right, this will be my second equation, and we can perform a substitution here that's much more manageable to do. In the sense, specifically, I'll be substituting this y inside here. Okay, so let's do that right now. X squared 4x, okay, is now giving me 256. And then further simplifying this, we have 4x cubed is equal to 256. Again, doing the math, you get that x cubed is equal to something like 64, and x is equal to the cube root of 64, which is 4. Great, we have the answer for x, but we're only halfway there. We still need to find y, right? So all we need to do now is substitute this value of x back into our number 1 equation. Okay, this y is equal to 4x in order to find our value of y. Okay, so let's do that. Our y will then be 4 of x, which will turn out to be 4 of 4, which is in turn 16. And there you have it. So again, just to recap what happened, we first add the two indices together because they're of the same base. That's the first thing that you should notice. Then the second part is realizing that, hey, 1 is the same thing as e to the power of 0. And from then on, everything becomes easy. It's just a simple matter of substituting and getting your final answer.